On today's episode of PJ and the Beard, we're doing a segment we like to call a first look, and the Beard's going to tell you what we're looking at that he was playing in the intro clip.
Right. So, over the last couple months, we've been doing a series online called 19 Conversations. And one of our guests for one of those conversations was Colt Westbrook. Colt, from Walrus Audio, was talking about the possibility of a new pedal coming out when he was on the show. One of the guests on the show asked him any chance that new pedal is going to be an overdrive pedal. And here's what Colt had to say.
And overdrives are, man, I just from like a development standpoint, like it's you're rolling the dice each time with an overdrive, you know, because it's just so saturated, you know. So if we ever do a new overdrive and a dirt box, if we ever drop one, there's a reason. And I'll just say that.
All right. So Colt was nice enough after we got back. Not like he went anywhere to do that interview, right?
After he got back to his desk, from his desk.
Right. Colt was nice enough to send us, the guys at Walrus, were nice enough to send us the new pedal. And so what you're listening to, we're not making any secret about it, is their new pedal. And I'm holding the box up just because we're big fans of Walrus. Mm-hmm. The design on everything they do. We like when you open the box, it says right here, Walrus or die. And so we're talking about the Ages.
Yeah.
And let me just say, I'm gonna be completely frank and honest here. Right. When they sent this pedal out, we had no idea what it was. So I'm like, oh man, what is it? It's gonna be, you know, what cool thing are they gonna send us? And it got here, I'm like, oh, it's an overdrive.
Yay.
Right? But then I remembered Colt saying, if we're going to do an overdrive, there's going to be a reason. So, plugged it in and was totally blown away. And actually, before I plugged it in, just look at the design. Big fan of elephants. I love elephants. And then calling it the Ages, throwing the mammoth on there. It doesn't get any better than this until you plug it in.
Right.
So, what we're going to do here is just take a quick, this is it. This is the first look.
Yeah, it's a 5-state overdrive, and we're going to go through all the states, apparently.
Right.
Mount Rushmore plus one.
So, you have on this pedal a volume knob, which is kind of self-explanatory, but important on this pedal. You have a dry knob, which is really kind of brilliant, that you can blend in the dry signal of your guitar. If you turn the dry all the way off, you have just the overdrive sound. You start rolling the dry in, it brings in your dry signal. You roll a lot in, it starts to sound like you're really pushing the amp. So, there's a gain knob, which changes the amount of gain, passing through the circuit. There's a bass knob. It's a cut or a boost. So if you start at 12 o'clock, you can cut by moving to the left, boost by going to the right. Treble, same thing. You can cut or boost. So you're gently taming the high frequencies.
Because it is a huge elephant. You have to be gentle.
Right. It's a mammoth tone that you're trying to
Tame.
It's
going to take more than a chair and a whip to tame this beast.
Right. And then we have this, which is really fascinating. We have this mode selection switch. So there's 5 different modes on here. And so instead of just reading all 5 modes to you, I thought what we would do was I would read a mode. We would turn the pedal on. Kind of dial it in. Right? So let you dial it in. Pat's going to play. So dial it in. Like we can add the dry signal to it. We can tweak the gain, tweak the treble bass, whatever you want for that mode. Not necessarily doing the whole, let's change every knob one at a time that we do a lot of times.
Right.
Let's just try and get a good sound out of each one. So the first mode is a low gain mode with a symmetrical silicon soft clipping. Low gain mode with semester. Oh my gosh.
Last semester.
It's been a while since we've done this. A low gain mode with symmetrical silicon soft clipping. It's compressed and it's smooth. So we're in one.
He's going to engage. Well, the pedal's
Do you want
engaged.
to
We have to do the
give him
obligatory
dry?
reference tone, right? So it's a 2001 PRS hollow body. Or not hollow body, oh my gosh. Single cut through a PV Classic 30.
A little bit of delay from...
Carbon copy. So if I did...
pedal on right now. We got, let's just do everything at noon. Except for the mode. Play that riff like 1 or 2 more times. I'm going to turn the dry all the way off. Let you play it through once or twice, and then I'll turn the dry all the way to the right, so we can hear the extremes of that.
All right.
Nice.
I thought I was going to like it more to the left. I kind of liked when you brought more of the guitar signal in there.
Yeah, because it makes
It does push it. It got bigger.
and it makes the notes stand out. I like it.
Yeah.
Let's move that back a little bit. What do you want to do? What are you hearing? You want to
Well, do
pull
we want to
away
hear that in
bass?
the middle real quick? So this is a perfect blend of...
So is there anything you're feeling on that one? You want to pull bass out, add treble?
You know what I want to do.
Well, you crank the bass up all the time.
Well, that and the gain. I don't know if you want to...
All right, so let's crank the gain up a little bit. I'm actually going to pull a little bit of bass out because it says, the manual.
And well,
If you're using humbuckers, good pull the bass out. And we'll get to the other thing. Maybe a little bit. I might move those a little bit as you play through that riff.
that is mammoth.
It sounds.
It's great.
There's 5 modes on it. We got to play through the 5 modes. I got to play through them for about 10 minutes the other day when I was maybe a little bit longer. Maybe it was 20 minutes, half hour. I don't know what it was. But I can tell you, I had no idea which my favorite mode was.
Right. Yeah, he told me on the phone. I'm like, well, I'm on a different one. But I think... And then he's like, I'm not sure that was the one because I like them all.
So there's a note here on the manual. It says, since the mode switch is changing the internal gain and clipping style, the other controls will behave slightly different as well. You will need to use the volume knob to adjust the overall output up or down depending on which mode to select. So,
Yeah.
we probably, if we go back to that kind of 50 on everything, are going to see when we go to mode 2, which is a low gain mode with symmetrical LED soft clipping, pushed, open, and sparkly.
I I like things that sparkle. Hey, look, something shiny. Oh.
All right, here we go. Mode 2. What do you want to change?
I don't know. I think I'm going on tour with the Stones right now.
It sounds great.
It does sound. It's great. Man, I don't know. I mean, I know people talk about this all the time. We don't build a pedal, put anything at 50. We want dynamic knobs. There's dynamic knobs here, but my goodness, everything at 50 out of the box is pretty amazing.
Let's try that, because I really like the blend idea.
Yeah.
So we just did it in the middle.
Yep.
I'll turn it all the way down, do it again, and we'll
right.
turn it all the way up, just to give people that kind of extremes.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so you can find what you know, maybe hopefully can hear what you're looking for in there.
All right. Maybe the Who, not the Stones.
I really
It's good.
like when you pull that blend up.
Yeah. I didn't think I would because I'm such a Gainiac. I like the darker, big, fat, round. But man, that really brings the clarity to this.
Because you still have that.
Right.
You still have that big,
Yeah, it
fat,
didn't
kind
get
of
small.
round. It just brings in that. I like it.
I mean, I know it's called the Ages, but I think I'm affectionately be calling this the Mammoth because it is huge.
Right. 3. So now we go to high. So we get into Pat's world. High gain mode with symmetrical silicone soft clipping, increased saturation, and tight. High gain.
I do like the tight part because I play with a lot of low end and a lot of gain. Here we go, right? Again, you could blindfold me and be like, yep, that sounds good. Yep. Oh, that one's good too.
Let's run the blend lab again.
Yeah. You know, the way I would describe that is when it's to the left, it sounds like the amp is further away. And the more you dialed in, the more of the guitar blend, it came like right, it came closer. I felt it was just big. It did give me the sensation of the amp was there, and now it's nice.
Yeah, and it's weird because I don't know. I feel like there should be a bad
Yeah.
setting.
Right, because you have 5 settings. Like, can they all be good? And we haven't done an inordinate amount of knob twisting.
Right, but I mean, even just like take the blend knob. I feel like there should be a bad setting. I feel like I should turn it all the way down and go like that, or turn it all the way up and go, wow, that's too much. And I feel like that knob's useful the whole way around. I know when I was playing with it, I think I ended up with it a little bit over half. Like I was bringing that in, so I don't know.
Here we go.
Got to help us out with the bad setting.
Moving on up. Yeah, we don't want to seem like complete fanboys that we've been bought by Walrus. Because for those of you who might be joining us because we're debuting a pedal,
right?
This is what you get. Like this is really a first impression. We've kind of spent a little time with it, but
Number 4, high gain mode with symmetrical LED soft clipping, saturated, punchy, and big. And
if this is gonna be big, I'm gonna have to move.
this is the mode that I was playing on in the beginning.
Okay.
And so this is probably the one I don't want to commit. I have a problem with commitment. I don't know. Here we go. Number 4.
make a comment?
Yeah.
Did you think that the blend was all the way to the right? Because when I first started to play, you looked like you were trying to reach for something.
I was thinking about reaching for the volume because that one...
See, listen, the best thing about social distancing, I'm on the other side of the shield.
That one was like getting punched in the face. That one... So this special note down here at the bottom, I think, has something to do with that.
We have to adjust the volume.
Right, because that one was considerably louder. So let's do this. Let's pull the volume down a little bit. But, in all fairness to you, let's crank the gain up a little bit. And then let's run that all the way off middle, all the way up on the blend. See what it is. See what it is. I kind of feel like if we brought the blend back just a little bit, maybe took some of that bass out, cut a little bit of the bass, maybe just, and this is where I always seem to end up, a little bit of treble. Try it again.
Sounds good.
That's fantastic. Number 5. So for anybody that's getting ready, that would potentially complain that we're not turning enough knobs and like, oh man, you guys had too much bass and whatever. This is essentially, if you haven't figured it out yet, this is essentially 5 overdrive pedals.
Yes.
And so we've done the first 4, we're about to do 5. I think, you would, once you kind of go through like this, find the one you like, maybe go back, start tweaking. We would go back, start tweaking some more. But we really wanted to just, hey, let's take a look at this thing because it's fabulous. Oh my gosh. We're going back to 50.
Right. Consistency's sake.
Now, let me read this one. High gain mode with symmetrical silicone, hard clipping, heavy compression, thick and chewy. The last one said saturated, punchy, and big. And I did feel like I got punched. I'm not sure what thick and chewy is.
This might be like some
right.
beef jerky.
Go for it. I did forget to offer if you needed a pick. No. You're on your own.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, this was the one. Now, listen, we've been socially distanced until today. And I had this at my house for a little bit, literally in a bedroom with an amp from me to this camera. And this is the one that I dialed up. And now I know why, because it is huge. Like, it sounded like arena rock when I hit this. It sounded big. So in that small room, it was this huge sound.
Yeah. We could run the blend. Do you want to do anything to the other controls before we do? You want more gain, less volume?
I don't know. I'd say more gain just for fun, but that's where I was at. Yeah, there you go.
Leave the volume up.
Well,
yeah, let's.
You're the one sitting on that side of the shield. You tell me.
That's the last one. I don't know. Hit it. We'll go through the blend.
All right. Maybe you want to chew on it a little bit. Chewy. Yeah, I like it.
It's
so
good.
Glad I'm on this side.
That's good. Did you need a strap?
I got one, but that's a nice one.
Yeah, that's a nice strap.
That's a nice one.
So before we wrap this up, I think one of the things that we need to talk about that I thought was really startling about it. So we've done the 5 modes, are all very cool, whatever. The thing that really jumped out at me was the volume knob on the guitar and how that reacted with the Ages.
Right.
Really seems to clean up a lot. So if you look at the beginning of the video, it was like immediate. We sat down tonight, we were kind of getting ready to do this or whatever, figuring out what we were going to play in the beginning. and I started playing that E chord with the Ages on, and I was kind of startled. Like, here we go. Just rolling the volume up a little bit. Still a little bit of stuff underneath, but the notes were really in the room, like really ringing and chiming and just, what's the word?
Lovely.
Lovely, yes. The word is lovely. So, and then as we progressed into that thing, I'm just rolling my volume knob up throughout until we got to that like first time through or whatever. And I just was really like, let's do that little piece again. So we'll start it just the same way. Yeah, it
builds.
Yeah, I mean, you can just, it gets more sustained, it gets to the top, but it just cleans up so nice, and it's not like all or nothing, or, I mean, I just love the way the notes, the way you can kind of play with it a little bit with your volume knob.
There's just so much. We could spend hours on this, because I played the same riff, and we kind of changed some stuff. We could get single note riffs, but you can get an idea of that. And we did something in the beginning, we're going to do something at the end. But
I think, personally, we will see this pedal on the show again. Right? Because it's so versatile.
Right.
When we're testing out other fun things and we want an overdrive pedal on it, it would be a good one to grab and be able to dial in the way we want. One of my concerns, worries always when somebody, and we thank you, Walrus, again, for sending this out to us, is that, we're not going to be able to do it justice.
Right.
But I don't think we have to.
Yeah, it speaks for itself, thank God.
Right, I mean, this pedal really transcends the ages.
Yes.
It has a mammoth tone.
It's been a while.
And we're not just being stupid. I mean, it's great. It's great. So, we have actually a couple other pedals, because Walrus sent, we actually, they didn't send us that one, but we got a monument pedal for the Tremolo series that we have coming up. So, that's coming. There's another Walrus pedal that we have that we're going to be doing an episode on, and a whole bunch more stuff. So I think at this point we're going to switch some things up so I can play some rhythm this time and you can take this for a spin. And before we do, if you would, please subscribe. Check us out on Instagram. Check us out on Facebook. It's been so long since I've given a speech.
Right.
I think those are the things that we need you to do. Smash the like button. Whatever the YouTube things are, could you do that? Because it really does help out. And we want to get this pedal out so people can see what's going on.
Right.
Because Walrus, awesome company. Awesome. So thanks again, Colt.
So with that, I'm PJ on behalf of the beard, reminding you, no matter what you hear, you never have too much gear.